Are your parents or grandparents living in a split level or two-story home? Are they having trouble doing the daily tasks that they used to do for themselves? Giving themselves medication, going to the grocery store, and cooking? Maybe it's time to think about relocation, and in this video, we're going to talk about a multitude of options. Your heels on the ground in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. And in this channel, we're going to talk about general real estate, as well as probate real estate and everything in between. Let's get to it. Today, we're going to talk about senior relocation, which is a very broad topic. Have you noticed that your family member living in a split-level home has become dangerous for them? Perhaps they've started to fall or trip. Maybe they live in a two-story home, and what used to be safe and make a lot of sense no longer does. Perhaps they're having difficulty doing the daily tasks with ease that they used to do, whether that's grocery shopping, cooking, taking care of their own medicine schedules, and more. So what are the different options that people have? One of them is multi-generational living, and that is when you would have a family member move and live with other family members. Perhaps you have an in-law suite and it would make sense for them to move in. Or you'd like to purchase a larger home and have your family member live under the same roof. Perhaps they're in good condition, but you just want to have them closer to home so that they can age in place. And you buy a condominium or a smaller home close to you. Perhaps they need more assistance than that, and they move into an adult living facility where medication management is given. There's typically a nurse on duty. Their meals are taken care of, and they're getting a much more intense level of care. And then you have something in between, which is independent living. That means that they have their own apartment, but their meals are provided, and there's a shuttle to take them to doctor's appointments and other tasks that they would like to do. Let's get into the how of it. Your family member is moving up north, whether it's for multi-generational living, they're getting a condominium closer to you, they're moving into an independent living facility, or independent living. They have a property in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area, and they no longer need it. What do? The first thing that you do is have them go through and take all of the items that are of value and are important to them and remove those items from the property. Especially paperwork, you want to get all of those things out so that nobody has access to your private information. They also may want to have some of their heirs come and take some things at that time, things that they have always treasured and things that you no longer have room for. At that time, a professional real estate agent like myself should come in. They should go through the condominium or home with a fine-tooth comb, looking to see the items that should stay and the items that should be removed for staging. For the items that need to be removed, it's important that they work with a 501c3 or a donation company, as I do. The donation company that I work with, they come in and take all of the donatable items. The owner gets a tax-deductible receipt. The proceeds benefit children with autism. All of those items escape going into the landfill, and people on the lower end of the wealth gap are able to purchase those items. So now that we've got the property show ready, there's still a couple more things we should do. It's important to look and make sure that all the outlets are working, all the appliances are working. And so if we need to change little things, it would be time to bring in a handyman to make those little changes. If appliances need to be replaced, we would have a conversation. Is it better to leave it as is, or should we spend some money repairing the property to get ultimately a higher sale? And that's going to differ property by property. We also want to make sure to keep the utilities on. When people are showing the property, it's going to be day or night. So it's important that they can turn the lights on and take a look around. It's important that the water is running so that we can have that on for inspections and walkthrough. The marketing and sale process is very similar, but all of the things that go in between, that's what really changes. So in order to go step by step through this process, it's important that you have someone that's been through this process before on your side. Now let's talk about mortgages. If your loved one has a reverse mortgage, 99% of the time it will be due and payable when they move out of the home. So you would want to get that property sold, and then the equity that they have in the property could fund them living at that independent living or adult living facility or condo. If there's no mortgage, then they're even in a better position because they could sell the property, use the funds to fund their life, and put the difference in their brokerage account and live off of those dividends. There are so many steps in between, so many different circumstances that people have. It's important that you find out what's best for you and your loved ones. So having those tough conversations, I know how difficult it can be, but it's time to have them now. I hope this information was helpful to you. We will have other videos coming up on the same topic as well as different topics. So please like and subscribe below.